Hey everybody, it's Allie from Padfoot Poodles. In today's video, I am going to walk you through the entire process from start to finish on how we litter trained our standard poodle puppies. From the very beginning, I had a plan. I knew which end of the whelping box I wanted to eventually be the end where the litter boxes were, right? This was based on how we walk into the whelping room. So the key to litter training is to introduce the potty pads and the litter as soon as the puppy's eyes open. And what this does is it gives them time to accept that these things are part of their whelping box. So here you can see Velocity is eating her food while the puppies are just starting to get up on their feet. And this is the time when we introduce the potty pads. And I start with potty pads because they are big enough that I don't have to worry so much about a puppy eating them. And before they start eating solid food, the puppies really just want to kind of put things in their mouth. They're not so much trying to eat them as they are just exploring the world around them. So in this case, we're starting with the potty pads, and as you can see, the puppies are pretty mobile here. This is around 3 to 4 weeks old, and I just want to get them used to stepping over into the litter tray. And I'm going to put all of the links for all of the products that I use down in the description box so that you can use those as well if you want to. These trays are a pretty good size, and I really like that they're so easy to clean. So all we had to do here was pull up the potty pad, spray it down, wipe it down, dry it off, put a potty pad back on top of it, and place it back down into the box. Very, very easy to clean. And in looking at some of the litter options, these trays really stuck out as being really good quality, and I needed something that was going to last. And as you can see, the puppies are already naturally, because of how we have set up the whelping box from the start, they naturally want to go potty away from the area in which they sleep. And we have been consistent about how this box is set up from the beginning. Consistency and going slow, especially with a large litter, are going to be key to ensuring that your puppies really grasp the concept of going potty in the litter box. Now, keep in mind that to get 100% accuracy, right, before 8 weeks or even before 16 weeks is not doable. So really, we're just looking for them to start grasping the concept of, I need to hold it to then go to the designated potty area. So here you'll see the puppies are a little bit older. And we have upgraded the whelping box area. It's slightly bigger. We've got a new bed in here. We've got their water. The puppies are now eating solid food. And right before we introduce the solid food is when we start putting the pine pellets, we get them from Tractor Supply, into the litter pan. And as you can see, we're just starting out. We just want the puppies to get a feel for, again, going in and out of the litter box and associating that kind of pine smell with the potty area. And as you can see, still not 100% accuracy, but we do have puppies coming over to use it on a regular basis. So this is really, really good. And they were still weaning during this process. So they were just making huge strides. We were super excited. We keep the potty pads down. This looks like Ron. He's getting ready to show us how he's doing so good. So we keep the potty pads down to try to keep the mess at a minimum, especially when they're playing, because you don't want to make their area too big too fast. And I cannot stress that enough. Especially with a large litter, it's very tempting to see a scene like this and think, oh, well, if I give them more space, then there won't be so much mess. And I'm specifically showing you the mess so that you can get an idea of what it's like. And you definitely do not want to give them too much space too soon. If you do it too fast, then they don't associate holding it with going to that potty area in order to keep their bedding clean. And dogs will naturally keep where they eat and where they sleep clean and try to potty away from it. So here you can see we've got their water bowl over in the corner. They're currently in the process of taking it apart because they're poodles and they're too smart for their own good. Their mom, Velocity, is trying to give them a toy, so she's entertaining them. But as you can see, we do have some little accidents on the potty pad, which is fine. For the most part, they are making it into the litter box. And you just have to take these baby steps with small success along the way. And what ends up happening is by the time you get to the 8-week mark, their accuracy is just spot on. Now, some of this is going to depend on your breed. Like I said, these are standard poodles. They are super, super smart. The key is to be consistent, lots of positive praise. So whenever we see a puppy go over and use the litter box, we give them a lot of praise. And that way they know, hey, going potty over in this area is good. And they live for that praise. They love it, right? Puppies, they just soak up all of that positive energy and they love it. And what we found is when we give them that positive reinforcement, super high-pitched voice, lots of petting, tell them they're doing good, right? When we do that and we're consistent about it, even when the puppies are outside of the whelping box, they will try to come back to potty in the whelping box in the litter pan because they want that positive reinforcement. So again, I'm just showing their area here. This is after multiple hours of use, and they're doing great. They're using the potty pad. They're keeping their bed clean. They got their water bowl over in the corner. We feed them in a separate area just because that tends to get messy. So that's why there's no food bowl there. And you'll slowly start to see, here we go, we're putting more and more of the pine pellets in the whelping box in the litter pan. And here is the final update. So their puppy pen is much bigger at this point. We've got 2 litter pans. Notice we've taken the potty pads out of them. And now we are to the point where we're just trying to keep the potty pads just around the litter pans, right? And eventually we will move those back as well. Here's the poodle puppies tearing up the water bowl again. You gotta love puppies tearing up stuff. So as you can see, they have a designated sleeping area with their bed in it, right? That's kind of back there, that little cubby space. Eventually, a crate will fit in there. And that's when we start our crate training. So this gets them used to, this is to show you again the level of mess. This gets them used to the next step. Now we've got a bigger space. We've got more room to have accidents, which is okay. They are about 6 weeks in this video. So still some accidents on the potty pad, totally fine. But we've got like a 90% accuracy rate so far. Puppies will go from the bed area all the way over to the litter pan to go potty, and that's what you want to see. Okay, so what are some of the biggest mistakes that breeders make when they're trying to litter train their litter? Giving them too much space too fast, not sticking with the same type of substrate for the litter, right? They change it halfway through. Not introducing the litter pan, potty pads, whatever it is they want to use before the puppies start solid food. If you do not want your puppies to try to eat the litter, you have to introduce it to them before they start eating solid food. So the moment that your mama shows signs that she wants to start weaning them, that's when you have to introduce it. And those are some of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're trying to litter train their puppies. Other options that you can use for litter substrate: alfalfa pellets, yesterday's news, kitty litter. It really just depends on what your goal is for litter training. Find what works best for you, and then make sure that you are committed to doing that from start to finish. These pine pellets are very easy to get a hold of. They are very affordable, very easy to keep clean. There's not a whole lot of dust or particles that get kicked up, and it keeps everything in the litter pan and keeps the puppies clean. And that was my main goal with litter training the puppies, something that would be easy to scoop, right, to clean. And then at the end of every day, we dump out the litter tray and we're good to go, and we start it over again.